GOP Indiana Senator Jim Banks joins us now from Capitol Hill. So the Vote-A-Rama, the changes, I watched you with Shannon in the morning yesterday. What changed right now on the bill? Because you passed with 51 votes to proceed to this Vote-A-Rama.
Yeah, Brian, nothing's changed. Today we're going to have a long day of amendment votes, and there's a good chance that at the end of the day, this bill will be even stronger than what it is as we speak right now. This is an easy vote for all members of the Senate, Republicans and Democrats, the biggest tax cut for working class families in American history, and the biggest spending cut that Congress has ever passed as well. Brian, everyone in my family is working class, blue collar. My dad is a retired union factory worker. My brothers, my cousins, they're all working class, and they all voted for Donald Trump because he's the best friend that working class Americans have ever had. And this tax cut fulfills the promise that he made on the campaign trail to take care of them. That's why we have to pass it. We have to pass this and the other strong measures in this bill to move this country forward. It's an easy vote to cast. I can't wait to vote for it.
But we always hear every Democrat say this is a tax cut for the rich. These are the 2017 tax cuts continued. If they wanted to switch it or change it, this guy Joe Biden was president in name at least. They could have changed it, couldn't they?
Yeah, this isn't about billionaires. This is about factory workers and beauticians and waitresses and teachers and police officers, firefighters. I mean, this says more about Democrats that they want to screw those people and they want your taxes to go up than it does about billionaires. So that at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. We should all come together and vote for it. Democrats are going to vote against it because they're the party of the elites and the rich and Wall Street and the pro-China party. And this bill is for the working class men and women that make this country work. That's why President Trump is pushing so hard for it, and that's why we have to pass it as soon as we can.
So Rick Scott is an expert in hospitals. That's where he made most of his money, had all his success. And he wants to crack down on Medicaid expansion and fraud. And he has an amendment that John Thune says he's optimistic he's going to put out there and supports. Do you think it'll be a gradual crackdown on Medicaid fraud and abuse and the bloat that he says that exists? Do you think that'll be part of the final package that goes to the House?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to vote for his amendment. I mean, again, that's a big part of this bill, too. You think about people who go to work every day and pay taxes. And then there are 5 million Americans who get Medicaid who are able-bodied. They sit at home. They don't work. They're not taking care of a sick kid or a sick mom, and they're still on Medicaid. Medicaid is expanding every day, and there's a big cost to that. So let's reform Medicaid and save it for those people who need it. But let's make sure that people who are able-bodied go to work every day and don't get things for free. And that's what Senator Scott and other conservatives like myself are focused on in the Senate, to reform Medicaid, save it for those who need it. But the work requirements are a big part of this bill, too, that we should push forward as well.
And Senator, we know that a lot of people who are getting it for free, if they tell them to go work, they got to go get a job. And that's what happened when welfare reform, when Bill Clinton and Newt Gingrich cut a deal on that. It actually worked for the country. But before we go, and by the way, you did point out a compromise with Marsha Blackburn and Ted Cruz on state and AI. Don't need the details, just know they came to an agreement there. But it's also important to point out that Senator Thom Tillis said, hey, Mr. President, you don't want me to run? I'm not running. I'm not running for re-election. And then he ranted on the bill. What does that do to the bill's future? What do you think about Senator Tillis stepping aside in 2026?
Well, I would retire, too, if I voted against this bill, because everyone in Indiana is counting on it. The working class families of this country are counting on this bill. Tillis voted against it anyway, so that's a moot point. But the Republicans are unified. President Trump is the best negotiator, the best leader of our party that we've ever had. And this bill is so good and so strong. It's a common sense vote. I can't wait to cast my vote in favor of it later today. And let's move it forward to the House and get it to President Trump before July 4th.
Wow, that'll be pretty amazing. The president's on a bit of a roll. For him to sign that before Independence Day would be incredible for the Republican Party. And if things are correct, you project them for the country. Senator, thanks so much.